Hi, I'm Dr. David Baker Hargrove.
And I'm Robert Baker Hargrove, and we're at the top of your inbox.
This is the place where we come together to bring to you all of our years of lessons learned from owning and operating businesses both independently and together.
And our goal is to provide you with a little bit of a business bite for you to take back to your company to help your business grow and your leaders develop. So, Dr. Dave, what's at the top of your inbox today?
So today I thought that we would talk about tips and things to know generally when you are applying for a job.
Yes, so as the person going into an interview, you really want to think about, number one, what's the company you're interviewing with, and have you done some research on that? Because, when you're looking at a company that you want to work for, you spend so much time there. Sometimes you might want to think, does it really align with some of my beliefs, some of my giving strategies, the philanthropic standpoint? Do they have benefits that match my life? Those are things to consider. What else do you think?
Yeah, I think that mindset is the key. So a lot of times, when we're looking for a job, it's often because we want to advance our financial standing in the world,
Yes.
which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
No.
But that can't be the focus of why you're there in the interview. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
Happiness isn't something you pursue. It's a byproduct of the other things that you do. And this really holds true in this situation as well. What you want to do is focus on the company and why you are the best person to add value to what the company's doing. And that's where you start with your research.
Yes, absolutely. And another great point is there has to be a job description or posting that you see that you're applying for. And a really great tip is take that job description and dissect it and go through and think about what is it that you are bringing to the table? How do you match those qualifications, whether they're required or desired? How do you fit into that? And think of different examples in your professional career to be able to illustrate and highlight that through the whole process.
Yes. And so chances are in today's world, the interview is going to be a panel interview. So there's going to be, two or more people
Right.
that will be interviewing you. And sometimes you get the questions in advance, sometimes you don't. And then you have to think really in terms of doing your research, look at the company's website, try to figure out everything that you can by online research about that company and what it does and what it stands for. And also kind of what you can kind of glean that is behind the scenes from how the website presents the company itself. So that's number one. Number two is pay attention to how you feel while the questions are being asked. So it's not just the questions themselves, but how do you feel afterwards, taking stock of that, because that's going to let you know, because this isn't all just about, what you can do for the company. Obviously, there has to be a give and take here somewhere. And so when you're thinking about how you feel, that can give you a clue of perhaps what it might be like for you to work in this organization. You also want to prepare a list of questions, really good questions in advance.
Yeah, and that comes from digging through your research that you've done, because you ask those questions to see how are they aligning with what you feel is important to you. And I think that's super important because, as you know, we spend most of our time working for a company or in the office at least 8 hours a day generally. So if you're thinking about, I'm going to spend that much time for this company, you want to make sure that you are in line with some of the philosophies of that organization. Other things to think about are, what are things that are important to you? I mean, from the standpoint of what the organization does, but what is important to you? Do they have, benefits that tie to whether it's pet insurance, you want benefits from an insurance standpoint for you, your family, vacation, do they have volunteer hours? Those are kind of things that those are things that you can kind of just build into, maybe can you elaborate on your benefits package for me, just so I have a better understanding? Just some general questions like that are always good as well.
Yeah, but you don't want to lead with that.
No.
So I would say that definitely one of the top questions you should always ask is, how would you describe your culture of your organization? And listen to see if there is a really earnest description of what goes on within the company culture-wise on a daily basis, or if you're just getting kind of a pat answer, oh, we're all family here and everything's great, we all love each other. pat answer. So it's really important, because the thing of it is that, a job interview is like a honeymoon or a first date. Everyone's on their best behavior, but when you actually get there into the role, that's when you're going to be able to look under the rug and see where all of the skeletons are hidden. Another good question could be, describe a typical day that this person would have. And kind of get a glean for what the answer is. It also kind of depends on what kind of job you're going for, what you're in, and what the level of it is. That can say a lot in terms of how much power or control you would have in this role to alter some things that need to be fixed within the organization.
Yeah.
So you have to take that into account too.
And another great thing to ask would be about developmental plans and opportunities. Within the company is, do you have a plan or growth opportunities, or, things that can help you, because sharing with them is that you're interested in maybe some longevity with the organization, with the company, but also that you're thinking, hey, if I'm putting this much time into the company, I would really be interested in seeing how I could grow and move up through the company.
Yeah, there's so much more we actually could talk about this.
Absolutely.
And a lot of things that you can learn to do that can really put your best foot forward when going into a job interview. So, if you really want to find out more about that and maybe even get some interview coaching, we'd love to help.
You can reach out to me at robertbakerhargrove.com.
Or me at davidbaker-hargrove.com.
And if any of this information has been helpful to you, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And you can reach out to both of us at bhcassessment.com.
So until next time, we'll see you
at the top of your inbox.